know, it will make a nice car. And if you want to, you can jack it up and look under it. I've never even looked underneath the car. I don't know what the gas tank looks like.
What ply? I mean, it looks like a 10 ply, but
oh, that's fucking hilarious.
I've never seen the rubber white.
This is as Harbor. This is as Harbor Freight intended. Ratchet strap a winch to a tree to pull a car off trailer.
What a weapon.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy John, or Carnage here, and today I'm bringing you guys another YouTube video. It feels so good to sit down in front of a camera alone and talk to it like I've been doing this my whole life. It brings me back to being 12 or 13 or whenever I started making YouTube videos, like 7 or 8 years ago. I think it might have been 11. Feels good. I really don't even know where to start with this. I guess I'll say I've gotten into cars a little bit over the last few years. I had never really been a car person. I really like people, you know, like talking about cars and car community and the way, you know, car guys. I never really liked that, but I always loved old Toyotas. And when I started driving, you know, you get older, you start driving, you know, you gotta get a car, you gotta get into cars. I always loved like first gen Camrys, old A80 Corollas, just boxy little cars like Ford Escorts, even like the 80s and 90s, you know, Buicks and Oldsmobiles, Cutlass, you know, all those just boxy angular cars. That's what cars used to look like. So I grew into my own little niche of cars that I like, which, you know, most people when they get into something, like whether it's cars or, you know, fishing, different hobbies and stuff, they have their own niche of what they like. Me, I like old Toyotas. So about 2 years ago, I bought a 4th gen Celica, which is a ST161, which is a video I'm currently working on. And the process of working on that video made me want to work on this video, but also inspired the layout. I really like the idea of recording a bunch of little clips over the span of 2 years, putting music over it, and making it a time lapse and a progression of a project car or of a project. And, you know, seeing the final result, I think that's really cool, really inspirational, motivational, just really cool video style. But over the last 2 years of working on the Celica and recording clips for that and the editing process and just the whole process of that, I realized that there are flaws in that method or format of recording a video that I don't like so much. You leave out a lot of stuff that you did. You got to record a lot of stuff. You can't explain things that you did if it's just music over a time lapse or over a clip, unless there's like a bunch of text. If you don't know what the fuck you're doing, you can't explain what you're doing, so you're probably not even gonna record it. And I've always wanted to build a car since I got into cars. I thought it'd be super cool to build a car. You know, put your own engine and transmission in it, make it your own car, customize the interior, paint it, get a different body work. All of it is a very cool process of being creative, and something I've always thought was really cool. And within the last 6 months, I bought my 88 Suburban, the 350 TBI in it, the old Bahama. And I've grown a love for a small block Chevy, and my dream has chopped up to what it is now, a 3rd gen Celica. I looked at a bunch of different bodies, XV20, XV10 Camrys, AE80 Corollas, not AE86s, just AE80 Corollas, 83 to 87, or even, I guess that's 78, 79 to 82 or whatever it is. Just old Corollas, like I said, just those bodies that I really like. I wanted a, looked at some Accords, but my heart was just set on a 3rd gen Celica. And for what I want to swap the drivetrain on it completely, set the body on a different frame, make it 4-wheel drive. And if I'm gonna do that, I didn't want to buy a perfect running and driving, you know, Celica or Celica Supra. I wanted to buy a messed up body, no drivetrain, sitting in the woods, sitting in a scrapyard. I wanted to save something that I wasn't going to destroy, because I really like preservation of old vehicles. And if I'm going to buy something, part it out, and take the body and freaking throw a small block in it, I feel kind of bad. So I wanted to find something cheap. And over the last few months, I've taken a few trips, called around, looked at scrapyards, looked on Marketplace, waited, been a little bit patient, trying to find a Celica or an old Toyota in a scrapyard or somewhere around that I can save.
I was wondering if y'all have any 80s Toyotas laying around in there.
No, sir.
You ain't got none? Do you know of anywhere that might would have some 80s Toyotas?
1980 Toyotas. 80s Toyotas. Do you guys have any whole cars sitting around? 1980s Toyotas. 80s Toyotas. 1980s Toyotas.
And this thing got posted for 2,000, then he dropped it to 1,800, then he dropped it to 15. And over these last few weeks that it was posted, I was working on rebuilding a trailer. So I was rushing to get this trailer done, and as soon as it was done, I was gonna message this dude, because this is really my best bet, because it has a title, and it's a Celica Supra, and I actually like the Celica front ends better than the Supra front ends, personally, but at least it's a pre-facelift, an 82, 83 model. But this thing sat, and I messaged him, and I got out there, and when I went to pick this thing up yesterday, he said he was about to pull it off Marketplace, and I can't believe nobody's offered him even $1,000, because that's what I paid for the car. He had it for $1,500. I said, can I come get it for $1,000? And he said, yes, you know, if you can come today. And yeah, he said people were just pretty much just trying to get it for free. They're asking offering $500. And I mean, it's a rough car, but there's really not that much rust. There's a few dents. Interior is pretty cooked. It's just really rough. But the odometer does say 54K. There's a 5M engine in it and a W58 trans with a title. That right there is worth $1,000. Then you can park this thing out. The dash is almost perfect. So to avoid rambling a bunch, pretty much going to summarize up, you know, why I'm sitting here talking instead of just recording a bunch of stuff. I think it'd be easier to make this project into parts and post them on the channel, all for fun. I just like making these videos. I have a few other videos that are in progress, and ideas that I have. I still really like the idea of making videos and doing what I do. I want to do it in different parts just so I can document it better and let off the load a little bit easier of recording this stuff, because by the end of it, I'd probably have like fucking 3 terabytes of footage, and I have to edit it up and with music, and it'd be a headache. So it'd be a lot easier to make it into parts. I can explain it better and you know, let things off a lot better. Talk about, you know, the process of getting this body. And I went and picked up that S10, that Blazer. I'm currently parting it out. We're trying to make all my money back out of it. I'm just using it for the frame, suspension, front and rear axles. That's what I plan on doing right now. So I'm pretty much making this a truck. I'm gonna put a 350 in it. I'm trying to get an NV3500, 5-speed, 4-wheel drive, and old Celica Supra. If I would have got one of those other cars, you know, they're a little bit less valuable. So I was like, you know, if I like wreck it or beat it up and do something stupid to it, dent it, scratch it up, I won't care as much. But when I have this thing, I'm gonna like slide into a curb and I'm gonna be upset. But I wouldn't have been as happy with it, because this is exactly what I wanted. God, it's such a fucking awesome car. The tag on this car expired in 2007. So I'd assume it's sat for roughly 15 years. Probably hasn't ran since. The dude said it has good compression. It has either a new head or a new cam pulley on it, a new cam gear, which that might not be good news. It has no starter, no radiator, no AC condenser. He put a new timing belt on it. I've probably been talking for like 5 to 8 minutes, which is way too long. That's another thing I wanted to avoid with making a video this style, is gonna be a lot of talking and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, and it'd just be a really boring video. So the door is a little messed up. Apparently that's because of the aftermarket security system that was in this car. And the door actually has an 84 VIN plate on it, but the dash has an 82 that matches the title and would coincide with the pre-facelift. The carpet is very dirty, and it's not up under the trim. This wiring harness is messed up. Cables hanging out. Big old subs in the back with no back seats. Aftermarket Momo steering wheel. That's pretty cool to see. Dash, once again, it's in great shape. There's a couple little hair cracks up here by the heater vents. I also forgot to mention that there's no sunroof. This is an aftermarket sunroof with no glass, which is a pain in the ass to work with. We've got some wires hanging down here, which I think were to an alarm system. The door panels are here. They're in pretty rough shape. I'm gonna go ahead and set up the camera and just start cleaning this thing out and seeing what I find. So this seat is broken and messed up in about every which way. This trim piece is broken. This knob's broken off. It's not on the hinge for the base. We've got an AC duct, timing belt cover, I believe. Here's a little thing with a light on it. I guess a button went in here maybe. I don't know what this is. One of my favorite things about digging into an old piece of shit car is just cleaning it up and seeing what you can find in here. So the seat is held down by probably 14 millimeters. But I guess I should continue on the other side. This door does not open from the outside, so I gotta open it from the inside. We've got that trim piece. Here is the lower dash. So there's the hood pop, dimmer switch, whatever that light would have been, I think would have went here or here. Where was this? This is an Alpine head unit. Where would this have been? On the dash, in the back? I don't know where the fuck they would have stuck this. Here's the other visor. That's good to see. It's not in awful condition. I mean, there's a tear here, but it's not too bad. It's usable. This is a great thing to see. A relay with wires just completely ripped out of the harness. Lots of colors. Another head unit. This thing is old, bro. Oh my gosh. They had the motherfucking TV in this bitch. Oh man, got the Alpine. I don't even know what this is. It's CD player, TV head unit. I don't know what the fuck this is. Some cool little light. Don't know what that is too. I really would love to see what this car looked like at its peak. 2 15s, a screen, 3 head units were found in this car. Makeshift mounts for the head units. The exhaust has been cut like right in the center of the car, so there's no muffler. And what is this? What car is this for? So this is where the car was, I guess, painted. 2006. Has an estimated value of $330. This whole center console was held in by 1 screw on the side. There's supposed to be 2 here, 2 on the sides, and like 2 or 3 on the inside. The bottom of this thing is gone. We've got some plug wires, AC Delcos on top of the sub. We've got a trim piece, which is for this driver door, now that I look at it. So that's what the pocket was like on these, I guess. Now, is this thing bolted down? Somewhat. Okay, so some of those pieces of wood that were in here were put on top out to fill out by the windows. And that's it. That's all that was holding it in. Oh, I love this so much, honestly. This is one thing I did want to keep in good shape, so that sucks, I just destroyed it. This is the damage caused to this trim piece. I should be able to save it. So this is what we're looking like. I see a trim piece, some rat shit. There's the factory hatch cover, or like the awning type deal that goes over the rear hatch. I see an intake hose, old cam gear, AC compressors in the back. We've got the old board for the hatch cover. That is not the original board. It's a damn shame, but this old carpet is just shot. Doesn't smell like rat piss, but I'm showing you guys these freaking cool little, I don't even know what they are, these little plates. They look pretty cool. Oh, an injector, cool. Here's an old lock cylinder, ignition cylinder. A relay. Here's an old amplifier. Crunch USA. A switch. That's cool. Well, I know this motherfucker was jumping at one point. I wonder what this thing is. It's got two prongs, and it's got a wire. A relay, old toothbrush, zip ties, another switch, some fuses, bolt. Here's the fuse box cover for under the hood. 12-volt lighter plug-in. You can rewire that to something. I'm keeping a lot of these switches and plugs. I mean, look, here's a brand new set of RCA cables. They even match the interior of the car. That's pretty cool. They're burgundy, and what brand are they? Stinger. These were probably pretty good at one point. They even had one of these voltage regulator things. I've never had one of these. I don't think Harbor Freight still carries this brand. Pittsburgh Forge. The floor, or the spare wheel well, is almost gone. Not really, but there's a lot of rust. There's a cover there. There's a rust hole right there. Gonna vacuum this up. Why on earth is the passenger side seat belt cut? I just realized that. It's not up, I don't think it's up here in the door panel where the motor, where it's just missing. I didn't find it in the car. I didn't look in the glove box yet. Oh, glove box is empty. Why on earth would it have been cut? It is sliced clean from where it should connect to the whatever, the motor or whatever the hell you call it. I don't know. Hopefully I'm not speaking too soon, but the underlay is coming out with the carpet, which is a blessing. Oh, that's nice and wet. Oh, it's coming apart. What is this? Chuck E. Cheese ass. I don't know what this is. So this is the pile that I have accumulated. Ripping this car apart. And I'm gonna try to organize it. Here's a bin that got filled up very fast. This is the timing belt cover that overfilled very fast. Here's a trash can. Here's the car so far. I got all the trim pieces. I got some bags and boxes, and I'm gonna try to organize a bunch of stuff. I know some of the worst parts of rust on this car are these rockers. Rockers are pretty much gone, which I mean is no surprise. Those are some of the first things to go. There's a little bit here that went through. I know the lighting's bad right now, but I'm not taking off the ND filter. Down here, this is the bottom half of the rocker. And there was a hole, oh yeah, in the back here, which I'm not sure what is below it. Hopefully, I don't know what's below this, but there's just a cavity here. And that's just gone right there. But on the outside, there was one more place. I don't remember where I saw it. I saw it yesterday when I got the car. I'll have to remember where it is. But there was a decently bad spot. But other than that, it's not too bad. I mean, the suspension and frame and everything else look pretty good. I do have this indicator light. So that is where I'm gonna finish off this first episode. Got the car, talked for fucking 10 minutes, stripped the interior, cleaned it up a little bit. I still need to get the door panels off. I want to get the rear panels off, all the housing and panels and all that stuff. I want to clean up this interior. I think it'll clean up pretty nice. Most of it was actually here. The taillight covers, that piece over on the rear right on the passenger side up on the panel. There's a lot of stuff that is here. It's mostly complete. And I think I'm going to try to clean up the original carpet. It's pretty cooked, but I think I could definitely at least sanitize it. Those seats, some of that upholstery is like coming off of it. Door panels are fucked, so I don't know. I'm going to see what I can do with it. A lot of it's pretty nasty and pretty beat up. I don't know what the next part of this will be. Probably stripping the rest of it and cleaning this interior. I'm going to try to get the car running and driving as is. Pretty much just needs a cooling system, you know, check the fuel and, you know, all the basic stuff. Just really needs a starter. I need to try to find a starter for cheap because it's not as easy to find parts for this engine as it is for a 22R. I might actually record a video of me pulling and selling the drivetrain out of that Blazer, out of that S10, that 4.3. That could be a fun thing to record. I wouldn't mind doing that. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Deuces.